What's up, everybody? It's me, Stevie, Supersmallchibiwolf, Supersmallchibiwolf, and today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 upcoming games of 2025. So let's get into this. Coming in at number 5 is Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties Remake. Now, I find the Kiwami games, the Yakuza games in general, to be really exciting and fun. They're really interesting, great, wonderful music, characters, and all. So seeing this one coming out, I'm like, yo, it's going to be exciting, you know what I mean? I thought this was in the collection, but it wasn't. So I'm like, yo, finally, we're going to get this one, and I'm going to see, how it is. So, yeah. And, I enjoy Sega. Sega has been doing wonders, this generation, I would say. They've been doing stuff in the past and in modern times. So I think so far, I have faith in this game because I feel like Sega has been one of those companies that's been constantly doing cool stuff. We have like Sonic Frontiers, that was wonderful. We had other, Monkey Ball, I forget the specific names, but yeah, the Monkey Ball games, So I think this is going to be cool and fun, I have faith in Sega. So coming in number 4 is the Silent Hill remake. Now, this is going to be a remake of Silent Hill 1, which is going to be interesting and fun, It's going to have the graphics of Silent Hill F, so something like that, yeah, I would guess it's the same engine or something like that. But, yo, I'm excited, more Silent Hill stuff. Yo, I hope that oh, man. Because I feel like eventually they're going to get to Silent Hill 3, and I feel like it could go either way, Like, don't get me wrong, the models of, seeing how, say, for example, Silent Hill 2 graphics and seeing how they did the remake on PS5, that looked wonderful, because sometimes some characters really just don't hit when companies try to do remakes, and it's just like, yo, what is going on? Resident Evil 4 remake is what comes in mind with Capcom, but Silent Hill 2 remake, it looks pretty cool, has that glossy feel which I talked in the past, but I guess that's just modern times, you know what I mean? But so far, I think it's going to be cool, Silent Hill remake, the first one, so I'm excited for that one. I have faith in that one. Now, besides that, number 3, which is finally coming on PlayStation after, I think, 3 years, it was a PC-only game for the longest. It's called JDM, Japanese Drift Racer, so it's a drifting racing game. And I'm excited for this, man. It's been a long time since I had a racing game, like a brand new racing game, which really got to me. So, I was thinking of getting the Gran Turismos, but Sony's like Nintendo, where they just keep that shit priced high, like it's a brand new game for some reason. So, yeah, I'm good with that. Plus, I heard some reviews. So, yeah, I'm going to wait on that one. But this one, I feel like this one's going to be exciting and fun. Apparently, this one was, I believe it started off like a funded, a fan-made, smaller company, So, I'm excited to see what's going to be going on with that, I enjoy when new companies come up. They usually have new ideas and try to, take more risks and stuff compared to other companies. So I feel like this one's going to be more exciting and fun, compared to the mainline racing games at the time. That being, of course, Mario Kart, Need for Speed, etc. Gran Turismo. So I'm excited for this one. We have some brand new, well, not brand new, this is like a old franchise and stuff, but a brand new game in the series coming to the modern consoles. So I'm excited. Also, one thing I was thinking also relating to this is now Sony, this coming on PS5. I wonder if they're going to have exclusive content. For example, maybe they're going to have some Gran Turismo type content in this game as DLC or some special event as a, hey, yo, you get it on PlayStation, you're going to get this type of package or specialty. So that's another thing I wanted to add on, the JDM, Japanese Drift Racer. I'm excited to see if they're going to have special content with Sony and work alongside Sony to do stuff like that. That would be really cool because I know besides Gran Turismo, I know that that Sackboy, they had their racing game on the PS3, and Sony doesn't own Ridge Racer, but you know, maybe they're gonna have something, you know, a crossover with them. That would be cool. Now, number 2 is Pragmata. Now, this is going to be exciting. You know, that's the game on the right. Now, I feel like Pragmata is going to be just... Now, I've been wrong on this one. You know, I've tested out... I forget the name of the game, but I talked about it and got it last year. And that just sucked. You know, it was boring. But Pragmata, from the gameplay I seen, which I didn't want to spoil myself too much, but I'm not going to be... You know, I had hype and excitement last year for that mecha game, which failed. Okay, when I played it, and I was like, no way. So this one, I saw some gameplay, you know, all that, you know, going into it, and let me tell you, this one looks amazing. Dude, it's like, you could see the fun combat and all of that. It looks like a story-based game. It is a story-based game, you know. I wonder if it's going to have online multiplayer, because imagine, like, if it does, and from what I've seen of the trails and the gameplay, and if this has online mode, just imagine like you going around, you fighting with your mechas, or like you in a suit and all that. Oh man, dude, this game looks amazing. Whether it has online or not, I'm still getting it. It looks cool and fun, and I think it's going to be wonderful. Next is number 1, Resident Evil Requiem. You already know. I love Resident Evil. You know, Resident Evil's fun and cool. I'm more of a fan of like the classic ones though. I'm going to be honest, you know, because you know, Leon, Claire, Jill, Chris, etc. You know, I just enjoy that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like Resident Evil Requiem looks amazing. You know, it could be said the same thing as what I said about Silent Hill graphic wise, but hey, it still looks wonderful, the character design. Let me just say this, yo. One thing that I noticed about Resident Evil Requiem is a lot of people are complaining about the main protagonist, Grace's design. Dude, she looks like she could be a top tier, you know? But yeah, yo, I feel like when it comes down to it, and those fans are jealous. That's what I say. So yeah, you know, Grace, man, looks wonderful. I'm excited. Now, I don't want to spoil anything, but I want to say from the trailers that I've seen, which I couldn't resist, man. I saw a thumbnail and then I had to click on it, man. When Sony dropped that new trailer, I was like, dude, this is exciting. So, yeah. I feel like this year is going to be wonderful. Like I say every year, as long as there are 5 games that come to modern consoles, whether it's Nintendo or Sony, I think it's a wonderful year in gaming history, you know. Because to expect like 10 plus or whatever, that's too much, you know what I mean? So I think this year looks wonderful. I can't wait to play Resident Evil Requiem. I think that's the one that's coming out first on this list, so I'm very excited. So with all that being said, let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to. Also, if there are like, say, a brand new game announced this year that's coming out later that's not on this list, we'll see. But as of today, this is all I want. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, bye.